Good morning, guys. It's the day after Thanksgiving. I've got my coffee and I'm going to do a quick little walkabout in the garden. And I thought I would take you along for a very fast garden tour so we can see what is still blooming here in Texas in late November. All right, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Got my coffee in hand. I'm doing a morning tour. You can see we've got a bunch of winter rye coming in, but I just wanted to check on my flowers. Mexican mint marigold. My plumbago back there has got a couple little flowers. Salvia greggii. Salvia farinaceae has got a couple of flowers. Rock rose. This is a shady side of my yard, so I don't have a ton of blooms right now. This is actually a Barbados cherry tree that I put in this summer. I'm excited to see how that does. Autumn sage, flamacanthus. This flamacanthus doesn't do as well for me as it does in other parts of the yard. Got a Salvia coccinea. This was, if you saw my video on the bed I just put in, I pulled out a rock rose, literally just stuck it in the ground over here, and look, it's greening up. So it doesn't have any flowers yet, but looks like it's happy here. All right, we've got a bicycle that was taken out of the shed. And we've got some edging we've got to fix over here, but my Esperanza is still flowering, although it's gotten a little floppy. But look at this bat-faced cupthea. It is looking so bright and fun and gorgeous. Flamacanthus isn't in bloom, but holy schmoly, this lantana. I put this in as sort of a placeholder. I don't intend to keep it. And I kind of feel bad because, I mean, holy cow, look how big this thing is. It's like 6 or 7 feet wide. But this isn't a native, and it's not really that popular with the pollinators compared to my other natives. So I think I'm going to take it out. And it's covering up a bunch of my things that I have near it. I've got a little gora in there. This is something I planted a couple of months ago, and I can't remember what it was, but I've got it written down. That's why it's important to write down. This is another Salvia farinaceae. This is a different variety, and I planted this from seed. It was only supposed to get 18 inches tall. It is way too big. It's about 4 feet tall at this point, and I'm going to pull it out because it's just in a weird spot in the garden. This is some Salvia edible sage. So this is the sage officinalis, and it's an evergreen. It's not native to Texas, but it'll get flowers, and apparently we can eat it, but I think my dog pees on it, so I'm probably not going to be eating it. Now this rock rose, tons of flowers. I get a lot more sun over here, and so I think it's a little happier. It just does well. This is a new lantana. So this is a native lantana that once I pull this one out, this will pretty much take over its place. This is a lantana arcarianthus. I'll put the name below because I can't remember. But there's only a couple of native lantanas in Texas, and I'm excited for this one to get going. Another autumn sage, Salvia greggii. This one's nice hot pink. Got my native lantana, the Lantana urticoides. And I've got a actually kind of newish Yaupon holly. I'm hoping this is going to grow up and give me some more formal structure in this area. But this part of the garden I just love because there's so much color. I mean, here we are, end of November, and we've got so much color going on. This is my little mist flower. This just went in this year. This is the fragrant mist flower, or the white mist flower, also called shrubby boneset. Can't wait for that to grow in quite a bit next year. Got a little Texas star hibiscus over here that just went in. A little arborvitae. This is a Mexican honeysuckle. I have a second one that I actually spent the last 4 to 5 weeks pulling out, and this one is next on my list. So we've got it cut back, but haven't had a chance to dig her out. These things are a bugger, and you can see the dreaded landscape fabric that's been in the ground for years and years and years, and is making my life miserable. This is a lantana I did not plant, so I'm guessing a birdie planted it for me. I saw it coming up this summer. Was kind of curious what it would be. It's actually really pretty, but it's not native, so it's kind of in a weird spot. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I might dig it up and try to put it somewhere else. I've got my Henry Dulberg. This is my other Salvia farinaceae, and he's looking a little worse for wear. You know, it's that time of year, but Salvia farinaceae is always one of my all-time faves. And then he actually had a little baby, so this is the Augusta Dulberg, Henry Dulberg, Augusta Dulberg. When they are white, they are called the Augusta. So let me get around. Happy holidays, by the way. Got a couple of lavender. I think these are going to be so pretty when they grow up next to my rock rose. Damianita. These are evergreen. You can see they've got some little yellow buds on them. They're going to come out for me. This is something new that I put in a month or so ago. Again, it's early. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the bottom. I've got some coneflower that's coming in. My pink Gora. Let's see what else is going on. This is a mystery plant. I bought this and could not remember what it was. I think it's a type of penstemon. But anyway, we put it in. It lost the tag. We're going to see what it does next spring. So there we go. I've got a butterfly bush or monarda. More Salvia greggii. Some liatris that I just had all kinds of problems with my liatris this year. It kept getting knocked over by my dog. This is another rock rose. This is the Ellen's Legacy. And it's got the beautiful little tiny red flowers. You can see the bees like it. So I'm excited to see what this looks like after a year or two. This has only been in the ground, I guess since about June. Another Henry Dulberg salvia and babies. So I've got one of the regular blue variety, and then I've got 2 of the Augustas. So I'll keep these here through the winter and then maybe dig them up and transplant them somewhere. Here is some gomphrena that I've started to pull. I'm going to be harvesting seeds from that. And then over here, this looks like a giant weed. This is actually an Engelmann daisy. That is a Texas native, and these are just beautiful. They get the beautiful daisy flowers, and they seed pretty profusely, so I'm hoping I'll have a lot of daisies in this area. Another Salvia greggii. This is the white. Another lantana. This is the Lantana urticoides, the native. Then over here we've got a Russian sage that I'm hoping is going to fill in this whole area here by Mr. Goat. And then another lantana, that other native. And then I'm going to walk you over to, this is a bed that I have been kind of ignoring the past several years. Gets a lot more shade, and I had a huge Mexican honeysuckle here that I just got out of the ground, and I've put in a southern wax myrtle to give some cover. But we're going to get this planted up. I'll hopefully have a picture that'll show you how large my Mexican honeysuckle was, but it was probably about 8 feet by 8 feet. I've got a penstemon here that just went in. Everything in this bed pretty much is new. I had a euchera. This is a coral bells, and you know, I watch a lot of garden shows, and a lot of them are in colder zones than us, colder climates, and they do so well with things like euchera or heuchera and you know, other plants that we can't really grow here, hydrangeas and things like that. I saw a heuchera that I thought was pretty, so I got it. All right, we've got some more salvia here. I've got a beauty berry. Very excited about my beauty berry. This has only been in the ground a couple of months, and it's already put on some size, so I think it's going to grow up and just be gorgeous. This is a nice understory spot right here. It'll get some dappled sunlight in the morning. Kind of surprised the birds haven't already taken over some of those berries, but maybe they just haven't found her yet. I do have a few little pigeonberry on this side. One of them actually already has some berries on it. And this is my always growing but rarely flowering blue mist flower. This area just does not get enough sun for mist flower right here, and I've tried to pull it up, but it always comes back for me, so we'll see. So our barren area that we're going to be filling in. And then here I've got a salvia. This is, I think, indigo spires or mystic spires. And I had pruned this down to the base, maybe a month ago as I was digging all of this out because I actually stepped on it. I'm surprised it's come back. It already has a little bud on it too. It's probably not going to get too big before our first frost, but it's pretty. And then my last bed that I'm going to show you is my new bed that I just did my video on. This has been established for about 30 whole days. So, but I am excited. We've had such great weather. A lot of things are actually getting some decent growth on them. This is my little tiny salvia that you couldn't even see in the original video. I've got another salvia. It's growing in, protected by my dollar store trash can. Beautiful midnight oil monarda. Got my salvia coccinea. And look, we've been so warm. I've had these zinnias sprout from seed, which is kind of unusual this time of year. My grasses, my Zexminia, like everything is really just growing up. I mean, look at this Gora. This has gotten so much growth on it. Of course, my echinacea is not doing much. It's staying alive, but not really expecting it to do any flowering right now. But yeah, this Gora has like doubled in size. My right skull cap looks amazing. My rock penstemons. They're not going quite as fast, but they definitely put on some size. Now I have flowers on all 3 of these 4-nerve daisies instead of just the first one. I am still looking for some of these. I think I might have to wait until spring, but I just want a big batch of them right here. Big batch of 4-nerve daisies. Bicolor salvia. Looking gorgeous. Another right skull cap. This one doesn't have any flowers on it, but it's definitely put on some growth. You can see it's a lot bushier. Random zinnia at the edge of the bed. Hibiscus hasn't done much. She's actually not looking super happy. The leaves have gotten a little bit bigger, but she's a little chlorotic looking, so I'm gonna keep an eye on her. My Yaupon, of course, is not doing a whole lot. Zexminia. I did end up taking out my betony. I moved it to a different part of the garden. I'm going to put my Agastachy that I have been dreaming of here as soon as I can get a hold of one. These are my Gora that I transplanted. One is looking great. The other one I think has been trampled on. I think this guy, he runs off the porch and tends to kind of go in this direction. I think it's been trampled a few times, you can kind of tell, so might have to put a little trash can cover over it to save it. This is my little tiny transplant. This was propagated. It's my plumbago, Suxminia. There we are. Oh, and look at my cestrum. It has some flowers on it. So I can't wait until this grows in. I think it's just going to be so gorgeous. And then of course my salvia. This is a Mystic Spires. And it is covered in bees. Here we are, almost December. All these bees. This has been here. I've had this here a couple of years, so it's already well established. And this color, so gorgeous. So super exciting. Still so much color in the garden this late in the season. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I know it was kind of quick and dirty, but like I said, I'm just out here with my coffee. I haven't even finished it yet. I haven't had breakfast and it's the day after Thanksgiving, so I'm a little sleepy. But yeah, it's looking good. I mean, you really can't beat having blooms almost in December. And even though the sun's out, it is starting to rain. So I'm gonna get inside and I'll see y'all next time.